We're here in Ocean Park, Maine. It's not summer, it's pretty cold, but it's not terrible. You can show my, I'm ready to do a test of how waterproof the new Paperwhite really is. And we're going to be taking it down in there into the surf and see if it will still work. And I'm going to start by, I'll show you the page. This is a page from Atul Gawande's Being Mortal that I'm reading. It's at the start of chapter 5 called Assistance. We're going to dunk this thing in the Atlantic Ocean. I would suspect the water temperature is in the 40s. It's going to be really cold. This is going to be a very short test of the new Paperwhite's waterproof ability. So let's go down and see if it'll survive a dunk in the chilly Atlantic off the coast of Maine. It's not exactly high tide. We're also testing it on how well it can survive sea foam. I'm not sure if Amazon's engineers. Whoa, that water's cold. All right, are we ready for the dunk? Oh, let's get some. Whoa, down it goes. Getting some sand on it. Whoa. We'll try one more wave. Here it comes. Whoa! Ah! All right, now let's go up and see. Yeah, let's get out of the surf. We don't want to get. And you can see we've got water on the screen. We've got some sand on it. This thing's kind of a mess, but it looks like it advanced a page or two while we were dunking. There it is, Chapter 4, Assistance from Being Mortal. And I would say that the new Paperwhite survived a pretty strenuous waterproof test here in the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of Maine. Let's get back up to the cottage and I'll tell you some other things about that I hope will help you decide whether this is the Kindle for you now that there's a new Paperwhite. You have the existing Paperwhite and the all-new Paperwhite. Is one of them lighter and thinner?
Absolutely. It would be this one. And it's waterproof.
You can really tell the difference of the weight?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's surprising. Sometimes there's not that much difference between a new one and an old one, but in this case, this is significantly lighter.
And thinner too? Can you feel the thinness?
Oh, no, it is thinner. Yeah, it's quite a bit thinner. Yeah. But the weight is the thing that you notice the most.
Now, how about they have this thing, the bezel, which the new one doesn't have. Does that make a difference?
The flat screen. You know, I don't even notice that. I mean, maybe if you were worried about dusting or something, you know, there's no little edge to gather dust or, you know, but I mean, I suppose it does make it look more modern, but it's not something I really would have even noticed.
And then how does it compare with your older generation Oasis?
Okay, so this is a small Oasis that they only made for a small amount of time. And it is the best, I have to say. But I'm sorry, guys, you can't get it. I don't think it exists anymore. But if it did, I mean, if this one died on me, I would look for a used one. I like it that much. It is so light. It's just like a feather. And, you know, it's got a screen that works for me. Some people are going to want a bigger screen, but I don't know. I really like it.
And it has the physical buttons. You like those?
I do. And yes, it has the buttons, but you also can touch the page. So you can do both, which I find I do both. And yeah, I was trying to think what else about it it has the case that adds more battery to them. And do they still do that? I think they quit doing that. So they must have decided it wasn't a good thing. I really like it, but I tend to plug it in every day or so. Just because I don't ever want to be in a situation where, you know, it doesn't work for me.
So if someone didn't want to spend the extra money for the Oasis, you think the new Paperwhite would be a pretty good bet?
Oh yeah, this is the one we're talking about. Yes. No, I mean, how much is it?
130 Wi-Fi.
Oh, that's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad. Well, so what did we pay for this one?
It's up over 200, I think.
Oh, it's still worth it. But yeah, no, I mean, I think it's good. Yeah, especially it's definitely better than the old one in terms of weight. I mean, if you have an old one and you really like it, would I upgrade? I probably wouldn't. Yeah. But if you are looking for a new Kindle, this is certainly an option. Now, is the Oasis, how much is the new Oasis?
It's up, can be up over $300 with 3G, so it's at least $100 more.
So this is really a good buy then compared to that.
Yeah.
Because the new Oasis is quite large compared to mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Larger screen.
Larger screen, so it's going to be heavier too. So, yeah, no, I think this is great. And we do know it's waterproof. My boots full of water will attest to that.
Thank you.
Darlene's boots filled with seawater after the filming. As you can tell, Darlene is a big fan of the previous version of the Oasis. This is one where the battery was attached to the cover, and it was a two-part, quite a dramatic design change for the first Oasis. I actually prefer the current version of the Oasis, which has the battery built into it. It's a little heavier, but it also has a 7-inch screen, which I have really come to enjoy reading, especially at night. And then it has a cover which just slips on, separate of course, and it has the ability to make it a stand. You can see how this stands, so when I'm at a Starbucks or something, I can just set it there and read it. It is more expensive, and as I said, the Paperwhite is $130 if you $130 for Wi-Fi only. Special offers with 8 gigabytes. If you add 32 gigabytes, it's $160. And if you go all the way to a 3G version of the new Paperwhite, that will cost $250. So still pretty reasonable. And if those prices, when you get up to the new Oasis, let's see, those are 32 gigabytes with special offers. Wi-Fi is $280, and then if you go up to 32 gigabytes with special offers and 3G, the cellular, so that you don't have to find a Wi-Fi to get your books down, which is pretty handy, that's $350. So the Oasis is definitely more expensive. It's, you know, largely dependent on your budget and how much you love reading this way. There are great options now, the basic Kindle, and now the new Paperwhite and the Oasis. So there's a place to land pretty much for any budget and any degree of passion for reading on a good solid e-ink screen where you won't get distracted by tweets and text messages and everything like you can on your iPhone. Hope this has been helpful. This is Len Edgerly for the Kindle Chronicles. I'll probably have more to say about the Paperwhite in this week's episode of the Kindle Chronicles coming up every Friday for the last 10 years. Thanks.